Hey there. Welcome to this really special invitation only webinar. And the reason I'm excited for that is because you have put in the time, put in the effort. You have watched my trainings before, and I don't show this one here to everybody just because there's a lot of people just looking for, well, general information, right? And this one, I wanted to show it to special people. I wanted to show it to people that were not just watching, but also implementing. And this is why you're here. So, welcome to this special training. I have hundreds of slides. Don't worry, they are going to be really fast, but I would suggest to probably plan about 90 minutes for this training. And I'm going to show you literally our sneak peek inside our mailer catalog. I want to give you actionable things you can do, 25 examples for your postcards. I want to show you actually a just listed video and how I do them. So you get to watch over my shoulder step by step for like 10 minutes. There's so much in here. And I really want you to come prepared. There will be lots and lots of notes. Okay. So make sure that you get those. And I want to minimize myself just so you can see the entire screen and nothing is blocking it. And then we're gonna dive right in to today's training. I want to talk about postcards because that is what I do extremely well. I do think postcards are the secret weapon for real estate agents for their listing marketing, for geographic farming, and staying top of mind with their sphere or past clients. Those are three main areas in your real estate business that just would make sense to use postcards. And we'll talk about the why exactly today as well. So, how do you scale your real estate business without spending more time, right? In today's world, the biggest luxury we have is time. That is really why you are likely here, right? You realize things can happen for you if you take the action. But sometimes getting more results is not always based on more action. Something needs to shift. And that is where scaling comes into play. Now, today's goal is very simple. I want you to discover the three simple system that I use that have scaled my business to multi-six figures. We're going to dive deep into the top tier system with mailers. We're going to discover and talk about the 25 mailer topics you can use today. I'm going to give you a peek inside my catalog of mailers for inspiration. And I'm going to even let you watch me create a just listed postcard in less than 10 minutes. And because I fully believe in bribery, I'm a mom to two little boys. I do want you to stay through the end, and you're going to leave with a free gift from me, which is these 4 postcard templates right here. This is our comic collection, and you can utilize these to get seller leads. Okay. But like I said, that is to the end. Now, the difference, right? You've probably been on postcard webinars, but if you've attended my mailer bootcamp recently, you may have noticed that I differentiate between two types of mailers. Okay, there's lead generation mailers, and these are designed to give you cold leads into your pipeline that you can then nurture and convert into listings. And then I have lead nurture mailers, and these are designed to really squeeze every repeat and referral opportunity out of your past client list, out of your sphere of influence, out of your network. Okay. So those are the two differences. Now, what is the number one thing any coach will tell you to focus on right in the beginning? Your sphere, right? That's right. Every coach will say, hey, make sure you have a list of the people that know you. When you understand mailers the way I share this with you today, you will find not just one, but two highly profitable and highly scalable lead pillars for your real estate business. Okay, you will have something in place for your past client, for your network, for your SOI, for your sphere. And you will also have a cold lead gen pillar set up that you can use to get new people. Because remember, if you were just to focus on your network and your sphere, oftentimes those don't grow as much as we would like our business to grow, right? If I said I have a sphere today of 200 people and I stop adding to them, what would happen over time? It'll shrink, right? People don't live forever, people move away. It would shrink, and I would be eventually left with nothing, which is why it's so important that we as real estate agents master the art of getting new people into our world. And that is why cold lead generation is something that we have to master. We as agents that want to have a thriving business cannot be stationary with just our sphere. Now, remember, I did not start with mailers. I actually explored geographic farming and it became my unbreakable business strategy. And mind you, geographic farming is nothing new. I just figured out a system around it and put a modern twist on it with a little bit of technology and a lot of automations. So, would you like an unbreakable business? Let me know in the comments below if unbreakable business sounds good to you. And when I say unbreakable business, what does that mean? I mean an unbreakable business that can withstand recessions, it can withstand market shifts, it can withstand low inventory markets. And you might say, well, how can you guarantee that, Janine? And it's actually really simple. Think about it. If I am a person that has farmed from 2000 to about 2007, one neighborhood, people see me, they see what I do, they keep seeing me, and now 2007 hits, 2008, and all of a sudden life is not so great for a lot of people anymore. I have put myself in a position of being a trusted advisor. Now, do you much rather call a person that has shown up for you for the last 7 years? Or do you want to call just a random person that sends you a, hey, your mortgage is in default letter to get you out? No, you're going to have a conversation with a trusted person because this is personal. Real estate is personal. So when you have geographic farming at your core basis in your real estate business, you are building an unbreakable business regardless of market condition. Okay, everybody get that? Yes, it's actually really eye-opening. Now, I'm going to go over real quick 7 steps to a wildly profitable farm. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that, but before any of this can work, I need you to have a geographic farm that's profitable. Think about a farmer that goes out to plant some seeds in very bad soil. No matter how hard he tries, it's just not going to work. So you see why it is really important that we start out with a good base, right? A good farm, a profitable farm. So how do you find your wildly profitable and also scalable geographic farm in 7 steps? Number 1, we're going to go to the USPS website and select the route for your area to receive a total house count. We're talking about an EDDM route we're looking for. And I always get asked, why are we doing that? Why are we not just going by a neighborhood? Most often, in order for you to become extremely profitable and for you to grow, you will need to take multiple routes on down the road. But when you start with one. Okay, so we're setting ourselves up for expansion down the road with this method. That's important to remember. Now, I want you to go into your MLS and I want you to go use that mapping function most every MLS has and draw the same area that you saw on the USPS website on the EDDM route into that map. It's going to be, having some zigzags. It might go and skip a portion of the neighborhood. It might add a portion of the neighborhood. But when we have that one, the next thing we want to do is select the closed date for the last full year. Okay, not if you're in the middle of the year right now, we don't want half a year, we want the last full year. Okay, full calendar year from January 1 through December 31st of 1 year. and I want you to see how many homes have sold. That's important. And then write that number down. Now you know how many homes are in that area because we looked it up. And you know how many homes have sold in that specific area as well. Okay, everybody with me so far on that one? Yes? Perfect. So just for an example, let's say you have 15 houses, okay, 1 5, and your neighborhood that you selected is 400 homes total. Now I would want to check too, obviously, if there's a dominating agent, and you can just look in those 15 homes, right? Is there one agent that keeps on coming up over and over and over? Now, the reason we want to do that is because if there's one, you're fine, okay? Everybody needs a second cup of tea, is the way I see it. Now, if there's already 2 agents trying to battle it out, I'm going to tell you it might be financially wiser to consider putting your eggs somewhere else, okay? Don't start spending money on a place where there's already 2 agents trying to battle for market share. Now, go to the calculator, okay? We have 15 houses that sold, total sales, and we know the total number of houses is, what do we say, 400? So we're going to do 15 divided by 400, which will give us a decimal, and we're going to have 0.03. So we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 100 to get the percentage. So this farm would have a turnover rate of 3.75%. Okay, that's called a turnover rate. I will talk real quick about turnover rate, and I know you're already taking a lot of notes. I know there's a lot of information, okay? This turnover rate, historically in a regular market, okay? Let's define regular market. 6 months of inventory, right? 4 to 6 months, regular market. If we have a regular market, we have talked about a turnover rate of 6 to 10% as our target. Now, COVID turned some of that on its head, and we had all of a sudden historically low inventory. Okay. In a low inventory market, if you get anything between 3 to 6%, that is a win. Okay. So when you look at these, what we want in turnover rate, also consider the market you're currently in and the market that you are looking back onto. Okay, so regular market, 6 to 10% turnover, 3 to 6% in a low inventory market or in a seller's market. Okay, everybody got that? Awesome. Now, some of you might still be on the fence and think, postcards, maybe, isn't that for old people? And for those of you that are still having that as a thought, I found a statistic from InfoTrends that actually says 93% of people between the age of 25 and 34 have responded to direct mail. Yes, millennials. Isn't that crazy? So, direct mail is actually not just for the old people, and I'll tell you why. When you grow up with technology and computers, and this is your new normal, guess what you respond to pretty well? Novelty. Now, you might think mail is not novel, and no, it is not. But to somebody that grew up in a digital world, mail all of a sudden is unique and exciting again. Okay, so keep that in mind. It not just works for one demographic, it works for a lot of them, which is why it is so powerful and so underutilized. Now, haven't even gotten to introduce myself. My name is Janine. I have a hyper-engaged farm of 3,500 homes. I have a second farm of 2,100 homes. I'm a mom to 2 young kids. I wrote several Amazon best-selling books. 2 of them are in the real estate space as of right now. Success with Real Estate Mailers and Success with Just Listed and Just Sold Mailers, and I'm working on my third. Now, I'm in my company's top 2% as a solo agent, and I am a licensed real estate instructor in the state of Illinois. So that all said, I hope I can gain a little bit of credibility with you. I don't expect it, so I'm going to show you a couple more stats, okay? Now, I went through a lot of different things for my real estate business when I first got started. And honestly, I do think it was good because it showed me what I absolutely did not want to do. Okay. I tried blogging, open houses everywhere. I tried door knocking, investors, Yelp, canceled listings, videos for sale by owners, cold calls, rentals, pop buys, Facebook ads, divorce leads, expired listings, networking events, neighborhood events, probate leads, Facebook groups, right? You name it. I probably looked at least into it and potentially may have tried it. I know I've looked into funeral homes, believe it or not. I looked into marketing with funeral homes. I never pursued it, but I looked into it. And there's just so much different stuff out there that we could do. The problem is none of it resonated with me, right? I mean, like funeral homes, I don't like crying people. And networking events, I don't like networking events. I'm much rather at home, right, reading a book. And yet I had this desire to grow my business. So I tried a whole lot of different things, or at least looked into them. But you ever get to the point where you think, have you ever tried too many things? Right? Yes. Or you're spread too thin, or you're not doing enough of that one thing. And that is why I started out telling you that I use postcards now for my listing marketing. I use it for my geographic farming and to stay in touch with my sphere. It is one thing I do, and it's just a scalable, and I can apply it to all areas of my business. So, what I'm about to share with you took me years. I want to be flat out honest. There's nothing like the hyperlocal agent out there that has concentrated the information like I have here. I'm collapsing time for you right now. So do a favor and pay close attention. Okay? I'm working on getting 10 signs in the ground at any given time right now. I'm still my goal. That's still what I'm working towards. Okay. Now, this is after the 2020 and 2022 heydays of, you throw a house on the market and it'll sell like hotcakes. The market we're in right now has the lowest listing count that we've seen in a long time. Yet I am holding the highest inventory in my market for my zip code. Okay. That's a big deal for solo agents. Now, here's June 2023. I took a screenshot of my MLS, and it had the coming soon listings for 60192, which is my farming zip code. And you can see here, anything that has the address in there, these were my listings. And then there was one more that I did not put in. So a total of 11 coming soon listings, 6 of them were mine. Okay. 6 of these listings were signed with me, giving me a total inventory count of 54.5%. Isn't that crazy? And again, I'm a solo agent. This is me, myself, and I. Now, here is the year-end statistic from something called not InfoSpark. Yes, InfoSparks. That's where I got it from. InfoSparks had the top agents by total percentage of closed dollar volume year to date, ending December 2023 for 60192. And again, you see here the units for sale side, list side, total percentage, and that's an interesting one. I only had 4.66% of the market share. I want to repeat that. I only had 4.66% of the market share. But this was enough to put me in the number one spot. I beat out veteran agents that have been in the business for more than 30 years. I've beaten out mega teams that are literally the number one. I think I'm not going to name the brokerage. It's a number one mega team for one brokerage in my state. Okay. And mind you, it's just little old me over here. Okay. So anything is possible. For those of you that are solo agents, you got this. Okay. If I can do it, you can do it. Now, this one here is the first half of 2024, bringing us up to speed. So this way you can just see it is not something like, hey, she had a great year. No, this one is year to date, the first 6 months, as you can see here, leading agents by total volume. And this one is me. So again, I'm doing these slides just so you understand what I'm showing you here is not hypothetical. It is literally what I do for a living. And I started sharing it with other agents. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm sharing it with other agents. There's a point to this. Okay. But let's dive into everything a little bit more. Mandatory disclaimer, results are not typical. You do need to put in work, okay? I do put in a whole lot of work to get to where I'm at, but I did it in a very strategic well. So feel free to take a screenshot, read through it, right? Your results in life are up to you. I can't stress that enough, right? And the amount of effort you're willing to put into succeeding. So today we're going to talk about this one here. The entire hyperlocal system revealed to you. We're going to talk about the first tier of the system explained, how to leverage mailers for not one, but two lead pillars that will allow you to get back your time and your freedom. When I know exactly what to send with an exclusive look into my mailer catalog. Okay, yes, pulling back the curtain 100% of the time. The hyperlocal agent system reveal. This is probably my absolute favorite one to talk about. It did take me years of trial and error to put into place. However, I can now explain it to you in 5 to 10 minutes, right? So please don't underestimate the power of following in the footsteps of someone that walked before you. Think about Mount Everest, right? When people go to Mount Everest, they don't just go there by themselves and they're like, oh, I can do it on my own. No. Who do they get? They get a Sherpa, they get a guide. Why? Because they understand the importance of having somebody walk in front of you. Okay, your success rate just increased if you have a Sherpa. So let me be that Sherpa for the next hour we have left. Ever heard the statement, pioneers take the arrows, settlers take the land? This is probably one of my absolute favorite quotes because we all try to reinvent the wheel, right? We all try to be innovative. We all try to find something new. But truth of the matter is, if you just replicate what somebody already had proven will work, you will get there so much faster. So again, one of my favorite quotes, and this is really the premise behind it. Now, I have a couple things here for you to look at. It says Janice took 6 months, or in 6 months, she took 5 listings in her farm. For me personally, it took me, following my own system, 27 days to take my first listing in my new farm. Okay. Now, I'm going to backtrack that because I get asked oftentimes, how long did it take you to get results? That is the number one question that I typically get on interviews. And it's kind of like a setup for me to, I like to be brutally honest, right? It took me quite some time to figure out what I was doing in farm number 1 because nobody had shown me anything. I had to learn everything from scratch. What I know today is not what I knew in 2017 when I started. Okay? But since then, I took what I've learned in farm 1 and I went out to farm 2, the 2100 home farm, and it took me 27 days to take my first listing. Now, I do believe having that system is key for agents to get results faster. Again, Janice took my system. She hyper farmed the first 6 months and ended up taking 5 listings out of it. That's crazy. Okay? Just crazy. All right, so let's talk about the system. What is the system, Janine? And I'm sure you've seen this funnel here before, right? Let me know. Have you seen this pyramid before, right? What do you need to do in order for a prospect to buy? You need them to know you, to like you, and to trust you. Yes? Yes. Now, we do that too. Here's how we accomplish that. Envelopes. What will solve most every real estate agent's problems? The answer is more conversations. Now, how do you get more conversations? You get more leads. How do you get more leads? You get in front of more people at scale. And in our case, we use envelopes for that because it helps us identify the people that we can have further conversation with. How many people now know us after they noticed one of our mail pieces? Okay, so that's step 1. Next up, we're going to talk about Email. Why email, Janine? Well, how do you go about building a relationship that will allow you to be known, right? You can take people out on coffee dates, for sure. You can send them nice one-on-one notes. Absolutely. You could go and comment on their Facebook one-on-one. However, I do think there's a better way when you leverage the concept of a parasocial relationship via email. What's a parasocial relationship? That is when you watch a movie, right? There's a good guy, there's a bad guy, and you are rooting intuitively for the good guy because you have built a parasocial relationship with the character. You want them to win. You want the bad guy to lose, right? You're rooting for your person based on the backstory, the story of the movie, right? Everybody understand a parasocial relationship now? Yes? All right, this is where you get people to like you. And we do that at scale via email. Personal stories, we're not sending out, hey, just listed, have a look. There's nothing personal about just listed, right? Have a look. You need to bring in you, your story, because at the end of the day, real estate is what? A relationship business. That's right. All right. And then we're going to go to events. Now, some of you are saying events? I don't want to do an event. All right. Well, events is actually where trust is built. Okay. Guess what? Open houses are events. Listing appointments are events. Buyer consultations are events. Yes, those are all events. And then from there, you can convert them into clients. So let's talk about the first tier of this entire system that I just revealed to you. What was the system again? Envelopes, emails, events. Okay, we are bringing people down the pipeline through these three things only. Super simple. Everybody can do that. Okay. Now, how do we leverage mailers for not one but two lead gen pillars? That is a cool one because it really allows you to get back your time and your freedom. The one-on-one reach outs are the ones that make us feel stuck, like we're on a hamster wheel. If we cannot do the task for the one-on-one reach outs, we then need to hire somebody or we fall behind. Neither one of these options is very good for business if you like profitability or if you like to feel good about what you do. Okay? So, do you need more things to do? Like, in all honesty, I'm sure if I ask you what you had to do today, you would tell me, oh my gosh, I have so many things on my list, right? Now, here's another question. Do you have unanswered text messages, right? Emails. Do you have unanswered ones on your phone? Of course we do, right? You do, I do. It almost feels normal. However, seeing this little icon on your phone with notifications, with messages that you haven't responded to light up has a really bad impact on our brain. Now, don't believe me. I actually went onto my Instagram and found a creator brave enough to put it out there. She said, I feel like I owe so many people texts back. 138. If I look at my phone today, and you guys are going to be like, know what type of person I am in a minute. Right now, there's 857 text messages I have to return. There's 11,186 emails and 412 missed phone calls. Now, some of you might say, like, this is absolutely ridiculous, Jean. And I couldn't agree more with you. Honestly, half of this stuff I probably don't even need to look at. And the other half I've probably responded to in another way, shape, or form. But looking at all of these notifications, it's probably not good for my brain. And I honestly think it's our job to make sure we do not overwhelm our customers. Okay? But unanswered text messages or not returned phone calls do make us feel overwhelmed and stressed out. They just do. So rather than adding to that and making our prospects feel bad, let's say you have your client Sally, and client Sally keeps on getting messages from you. Hey Sally, how's the house? Hey Sally, I saw you got a dog. Hey Sally, I saw you had a baby. Hey Sally, I saw you have a promotion. Hey Sally, I'm just checking in with you. And Sally's just been busy, right? Now she's outgrown the house and she's like, man, we need to sell this house. And she's like, I can't message our agent. She's been reaching out and I have not responded to any of hers. I feel bad. Do you think she's going to reach out to you if she feels bad? I mean, you don't care, and I understand that, right? You're like, of course, reach out to me. I want the listing. But do you think your client, Sally, is going to feel good about that phone call? What if you ask her, oh, why haven't you brought up or returned any of my messages? It's all in your client Sally's head, but it's in her head. And at the end of the day, her head is going to make the decision for her, right? And not what you want her to do. So stop making our clients feel bad. Let's make sure we're going to do something else. And I know the question, so what are you supposed to do instead? And my answer will always be the same. Send them a postcard. The number one thing that every single agent should learn how to do regularly. Send your client a postcard. There's no other lead gen method that brings forth so much feelings of thoughtfulness than a postcard. I have a screenshot right here from a client of mine that I received. And again, I do not follow up with them by phone calls. I do not follow up with them by text message other than a happy birthday. And I always get a reply on that one. And even that is automated. I'll tell you more about that later. But it's one of those things that you can truly, fully do without making your prospects feel bad. And then when they are ready, they remember, like, oh, I got this nice little postcard. That was so nice. I got another one. This was so nice. They do not feel the need to respond to a postcard. Make sense? Make your prospects feel good. All right. Now, 70% of consumers say mail makes them feel valued as a customer. That was a market reach study from 2020. Okay. Shouldn't we make our customers feel valued? Yes, right? I agree. I think so too. Now, our postcards don't look like the one that I just showed you on the, vacation destination racks, but they do serve a very similar purpose, making people feel good and thought about. So, what can you send on those? And I'm going to give you 25 mailer examples, so feel free to screenshot them. This way, you have them. Okay, and I think I had some typos in here. I don't know if I fixed them. Hopefully I did. If you see the typo, don't hold it against me. It was written by a real human and not ChatGPT. Now, some of these examples: neighborhood update, create a curiosity mailer that has an image only, a frequently asked question mailer without the answer, right? Where they have to answer it by emailing you back or texting you. You can hit on their pain point. Sports schedules or schedules in general are a big one. Social proof, right? Sold listings. Hey, we did the job. Make them laugh. Testimonial mailers, eye-catching colors. Introduce yourself. Create urgency, right? The act now kind of postcards. Show them your listing. Host a workshop or event. Show value immediately. I have a buyer, a recipe. Celebrate the holidays. Impress them with your skills. Immediate benefit of selling and buying. An open house invitation, a spotlight of a local business. Show them you'll love to live here. Give them something for free. Use pets in your images. Share your knowledge in terms of a punch list. That's what I just did, by the way. Okay. So you see here 25 examples that you could integrate into your farming mailers. Now I have on here recipes. I am not a recipe person. I wouldn't send recipes because it doesn't align with me. Okay. So maybe take this list and cross out the things that you would just say heck no to and see what's left. Okay. All right. That was a lot. I know that was a lot so far. Are your wheels turning yet? Are you doing okay? Okay. So you ready for the easy button to launch your next mailer? Yes? All right. I'm going to show you how I get a mailer out the door in less than 10 minutes with a simple video. And let's see if I can make sure.
Good morning, everybody. We're gonna see if I can figure out how we get to share this one into our private group, which is the Hyperlocal Agent. And if you are not in the group yet, make sure you go ahead and join right there. Oh, I think we got it figured out. Facebook did a couple changes, so I figured why not share. Well, this is working just great this morning. All right. So I got a busy day, which is awesome, but it also means that I got to get some stuff done. One of the things on my to do list is to get a just listed postcard out. So we're going to do that right now together because I figured sometimes it's good to see when people are actually doing it, right? So let's see if we can share my screen. And then we're gonna get that uploaded. All right, so let me make this a little bit bigger here for you guys to see. I have a postcard to create. Everybody can see that one? Yes, perfect. Okay, so I got a postcard to create for a brand new listing that I am activating today. So we are inside GeoCentral and we're gonna get ahead start here to create the postcard. One of the reasons I switched everything over to GeoCentral is because I was tired of piecing it together. So GeoCentral now does my postcards, it does my follow-ups, it does my SMS, it does my social media scheduling, it does literally everything. So this one here is the 5.5 by 8.5, and you see it does have a $0 price tag because it does print for free, which is one of the perks of GeoCentral. So this one is the one we're going to take 5.5 by 8.5. So let's get this one. So you see here your price, it prints for free. And let's get this one named. So this listing is inside my new farm that I started, just listed. And the reason I decided to branch out was because it was the second component to my zip code. So I wanted to expand and take the entire zip code, which is now what I farm. So one zip code, 5,600 homes. Okay. So let's see if we can find. Downloads. There you go. There it is. Okay. I'm just gonna upload some pictures. I did create the postcard in Canva. Love Canva. I don't think I could run my business without Canva, but that's what I decided to do, was getting that downloaded prior to jumping on here live. Sometimes it just helps a little bit with the flow of things. My computer tends to get slower when I go on Zoom, so I figured I'm going to do some of that ahead of time. All right. So this one here is uploading. Let's just resize it a little bit so it'll fit better. And that's the front of the postcard. Like, was this easy enough? I think this was easy enough, right? I mean, really nothing crazy that we just did here other than drop in a picture. All right. And onto the back of the card. Same there, we're just going to drag and drop a picture in it. Okay, so this way it's super easy. Drag, drop, put it in, and then we're just going to center it. Make sure everything is displayed. Perfect. Okay, so now a couple things I want to add here. You see here I don't have a QR code on there. Reason being, GeoCentral has the ability to create smart QR codes. So a smart QR code, what will it do? A smart QR code will literally um, text you when somebody scans it. Okay, like this is how cool this is. So we're going to go ahead and add this smart QR code to the postcard because I want to be notified when people are scanning the QR code. I love the use of the QR codes. I've been using QR codes for my marketing, but most QR codes, you will never ever know when somebody scanned it. Okay, if they scan it, great. If they don't, oh well. When you know somebody scanned it, you now have the ability to follow up with them and have them become a lead inside your world. Okay, people don't scan what's my home worth QR codes if they're not interested to find out what their home is worth. Now, I'm here to argue that once they scan this one, they are a viable lead I get to follow up with. Okay, that is an opportunity. If you're not taking advantage of every possible opportunity, you're leaving money on the table. So don't do that. So we're going to add these here to the surface. Okay, and hopefully this is helpful for you guys to see to just how we go about creating our own postcards. And again, I'm just placed so far 2 pictures. Like that's literally all I've done. Right? The template came from GeoCentral. We do create templates, so our members can just take the template, drag their stuff in it, and then use it. So let's see, we got this one here. Again, just gonna center it, make sure it's displayed okay. And then we're gonna move on to actually already getting it into the printer. So brand new farm, brand new listing. This took all of what, 3 minutes, right? So not very long. I got the front, I got the back. We're gonna hit save and exit. Time to get it to our mailing list. Again, if you have questions, drop it in the comments. If you are wondering about something, drop it in the comments. If you thought about using postcards and you have no idea where to start, let me know exactly where you think your first step is. Okay. So you see here that here's the postcard. Next up, we want to make sure that it goes through our automation. So that's where it merges our address and all that good stuff in. Okay. So we're going to create a new automation and we're going to call this one as listed. And I do name it by the property. Okay. So there's this. It's going out in a drip. Let's create it. And we're going to add our postcard in. Add an item. And our postcard is right here. Okay, so you see it right here. Add to shipment. And some of the terminology is a little weird, but it makes sense at the end. Okay. Next up, I'm just gonna make sure that when they scan it, they're gonna go on the automatic follow-up plans. Okay, so here is that part done and done. Now that QR code is a smart QR code. Manage recipients. I did go ahead and already upload my mailing list. I can actually go ahead and buy a mailing list inside GeoCentral, which is really cool. But all I have left to do is connect my mailing list. So here you go. There is 283 people on there. So I'm going to enroll this group into my automation. And all that's left to do is hit activate. Now, this automation is active. It is going out to the printer, and I'm done. So I hope this was helpful. And that's it. Like this is all the things we're going to do with it. Easy enough? I think so too. If you got questions on GeoCentral, let me know. I'm going to move on to the next thing on my to-do list, which actually list the property. And
All right. Now, some of you might still say, but Janine, aren't postcards expensive? First up, I hope this was really helpful, by the way. I hope it was really helpful for you to see the step-by-step. It took me 10 minutes for a just listed postcard, okay? So let's talk about it. Aren't postcards expensive? And here's an interesting one I found, which is a 2021 Facebook report, actually. Digital ads increased more than tenfold compared to direct mail. So Facebook reported that their average price per ad increased 24% in 2021 over the previous year. 24%, that's a lot, right? Now, the average price to mail a single postcard only increased 1.57%. I know we all complain about the postage increases, but the difference is a 14-fold difference, okay? Now, there's also something else, and I don't think I have it on these slides, but if you were to put pay-per-click and ads and email, I believe it was, into one pot and then triple it, okay, times 3, only then would you have the same effectiveness that direct mail brings to the table. I should really find that stats and add it in here. It is mind-blowing how effective direct mail is. So I got another secret to share, and I already hinted on some of that. You saw it in the video. Smart QR codes. What are smart QR codes? Smart QR codes essentially trigger a lead notification to your cell phone when your prospect scans your postcard. Okay, not when they enter a form, not when they submit something back to you, but when they scan the QR code. That QR code you saw me make, all of these here are actually people that have scanned this QR code from my postcard. And now I have people to follow up with. I'm going to show it to you in action. I want to show you what happens with a smart QR code, okay? So I just got this postcard here that you see is like personalized, and it has a smart QR code on the back. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to scan it, and you're going to see on my phone what happens. So turn it around. Let me find the camera button. Okay, so this one here is my phone, and then this one here is my husband's phone. So we're gonna go ahead and get this one up. So there you go. All I did was scan my QR code. And right there, I just got a message that said so-and-so scanned the QR code. Kind of wild, right? Isn't that cool? So not only do you actually get a notification, I'm going to show it to you again, okay? Let me show you that in a different way, because it's really so much more fun when it happens actually to your phone. Let's see, we got a video loading here. There it is. Okay, let me play that for you. I get a whole lot of questions about smart QR codes, like this one, and what the difference is with regular QR codes. So in this video, we're gonna dive in. So have a look. Okay, so on the surface, these cars look absolutely the same, right? They have the same stuff on the front, the back, and this way, I figured it would be easiest to demonstrate. Again, I know there's a lot going on in this video, but essentially we added the city to the landing page, the address to it, the lead name, we got a notification sent to our phone, and we now can also put them automatically on follow-up. It is insane what you can do with a smart QR code to just build a better business. Now, it gets even better if you're adding Personalization. And we're not talking one by one. We're kind of talking like the mail merge kind of style, but in like an easier way to do it. Okay. So this one here, for example, went to my house. This is me and my husband, and it would say Janine and Dustin. Okay. Now, if I was going to send the same postcard out to Susan, it would say Susan on the move for 2024. If I send it out to Joe and Kathy, it would say Joe and Kathy on the move for 2024. When you personalize your postcards, people tend to notice so much more. It's amazing. Okay, I know we are just rapidly covering so many things, and you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, there's so much. Yes, and I'm not done. I have more to share with you. I am really pulling back the curtain. So, again, take a deep breath, square your shoulders. All right, take a peek into my mailer catalog. This one here is just really a quick screen recording, leafing through a couple of them. You see a bunch of postcards. Again, all of these are Canva templates. You just click on the one you want, upload it. They're completely copywritten on the back. We do have mailers for your sphere. We do have letter templates. We have business card templates. There's social media templates. There's resources. There's just so much in our catalogs. It's crazy. We should probably count how many designs are there, but I love Canva, and everything that I've ever done has been categorized and catalogized. It's in a catalog, but it's really easy to navigate, we think, and our members do think so too. Now, again, that is just another way of how we are actually helping agents do things faster. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's see if I can turn the page. Yes. Okay. Now, I think it's kind of cool. Now, what if I tell you there is so much more? And is it going to be okay with you if I do that right now? Right? My goal, and you wonder, right, Janine, why are you sharing all of this? Let me share that with you. My goal is to create a hyper-local network of agents who are experts in their geographic farm. Okay. I finally found a way to accomplish this, which actually is really simple. I'm just going to build a hyper-local referral network. So when I have clients who say, Janine, we're going to move to Texas, I know exactly the agent to connect with to make my client's experience to purchase in Texas the best one ever. How do I do that? I'm going to pick a hyper local agent. Do you know how we as agents can take back control of what we do? I know our data gets like pushed out to the public all the time, but we're the first ones in the house. We're the first ones sitting down across from the seller on a listing appointment. We're the first ones who know what's going to happen. A hyperlocal expert is invaluable, and I do want us agents back on the forefront of that. I don't think it's happening in the MLS anymore. I have a lot of agents that reach out to me on a consistent basis if they have agents or if they have buyers looking, because they know I know about coming soon inventory. They know if they talk to me, I might be able to give them like hint or two of what's coming on the market. Okay. And that is the power that I see so many of us can put back into our profession. Now, can we get real for a minute? On a scale from 1 to 10, where is your business right now? I want you to think about that number, okay? And then I want you to really think, and that's a little bit hard right now on the spot, but what do you want out of life, right? Success is different for all of us. It might not be the millions you're chasing, and it might be, right? And that's okay too. But maybe it's the freedom you crave when you started this business. I got into real estate because I wanted to be with my kids. I was naive enough to think I can get away with ditching my nanny job and I can do my real estate business on my terms, on my times, and I got sucked into like what felt like a 24/7 hustle until I finally realized that I am in charge of how this business functions, right? Now, this to me here is happiness. I am happiest when I'm out and about seeing some real cool stuff that is just unbelievable to like comprehend. I wanted to hug a giant red oak tree so badly. And this was like, look at me. Like, I'm so tiny. It's just amazing to me to have this. And this is how I get there. Okay. I sell houses to do what I want to do. This is pulling the right lever, right? In order for you to get what you want out of life, you need to find your lever. What lever are you pulling to get what you want out of life? And I truly believe that the best foundation is set with two things only: your sphere and past clients, right? That's one. And then your geographic farm. Those two pillars are so powerful if agents were to just focus on those two things alone and not about the million other shiny, glitzy objects that are out there. And there's a lot of them. You know that. You've tried probably a lot of them, right? But if we can focus on only those two things, and then as things get momentum building, add in listing marketing, and all of that functions over the same medium: postcards. So, mailers are the key to making this work for you without working harder. They scale. You don't have to work harder. If I want to send one mailer, 10 mailers, 100 mailers, 1,000 mailers, it's the same push of the button. And I'm not pushing the button 1,000 times, I'm pushing the buttons once. That's it, right? Yes. Now, keep the momentum going. Beyond this fairly short class, probably one of my longer ones, but we had a lot to cover, okay? And I want to ask you, how do unlimited free printed postcards sound to you? If I say, I'm going to show you right now, how do you get unlimited free printed postcards? Would this be of interest? Of course, right? I mean, who doesn't want to save a little bit of money, stretching a dollar, and reaching more people? So, sounds pretty good. And with that, I would love to introduce you to, okay, GeoCentral. Now, I'm laughing because we talked about this already, right? I already showed you how I use GeoCentral. This is nothing new, right? But I haven't talked to you about really what it is. I'm going to be straight up with you if that's okay. I think I've been pretty forthcoming on this class so far, so I'm going to continue that one. Mail in itself is labor intensive, okay? When I say labor intensive, it's labor intensive. So let me show you what I did when I first got started with direct mail. I did ordering inventory. Okay, I needed to make sure I had enough envelopes, I had enough note cards, I had enough postage labels. I had to do a lot of inventory keeping just to keep it all straight. Stuffing the envelopes. I would sit down and I would batch stuff envelopes that I would then use because, stuffing envelopes in batches was just easier than stuffing them one by one as needed. The sealing and stamping. Do not underestimate how long sealing and stamping can take you. I mean, it is crazy. We did a campaign to clear out the last of the inventory in 2023, and we did 2,000 of them. It took us 3 days. It took four people, okay? Took 4 of us, 3 days. That's a lot of time for 2,000, okay? Now, then there's also paperwork you have to fill out. Then you got to go to the post office. And then there is the question, what do you do with the leftover inventory? Kind of what I did, in 2023. I liquidated. I said, we're going to do one last big push and we're going to get it all out. It's a lot, okay? Now, was it worth it? 100% yes. But it also started the journey for me looking for a better solution that would give me my time back with my family. I would sit there and watch a Netflix show at night with Friday night, my kids, and I would stuff envelopes, okay? I wasn't holding my kiddo in my arms. I was sitting on the floor, folding envelopes on the dining table. I really desperately wanted my time back just to hold this little baby in my arms, right? And that's why I started looking for, there's got to be a better way. Now, the problem, it was yet another tool to be added to my business. Okay. Ooh, this tool might potentially be the solution to my problem, but now I have to get another tool. And with that, another login. And with that, another membership. And with that, another cost. Okay. And I was done. I said, you know what? There's got to be a better way. I want one thing that solves all my problems. I know. I'm the typical millennial right now saying, I want my cake and eat it too. But honestly, I don't even log into half the portals anymore that I used to have accounts with. And in fact, I actually started canceling a lot of subscriptions now that we have GeoCentral, but it was just another problem to overcome. Okay, so time out. Why is there not one business tool that can solve almost all my needs as a small business owner? Think about it. Why is there not? And the answer is there is. I just didn't know where to look. Now, again, told you that already, right? Yes, I want my cake, eat it too. I know. So, with that, we took a software and we morphed it into what we wanted. I cut out the print companies. I went directly to the printers on a software, and I'm going to show you that in a second. And we built GeoCentral. GeoCentral, geographic farming, and essential, okay, because real estate agents are essential and you're essential. So GeoCentral was born, okay? Now, here's what the print studio looks like. This is footage of our actual print studio, and we do run on the same printers as Mailbox Power. So if you've heard about them, used them before, we do run on the same printers and software. But that print house that GeoCentral is utilizing has over $500,000 in equipment alone. Okay, I was actually there, and let me tell you, it is nothing short of amazing. It really is. So, Quick Print Studios is GeoCentral's print house, in-house print house, and the nice thing is you don't have to worry about extra upcharges. It is straight from the press to your person. It's just amazing. Now I have no more stuffing envelopes. I have no more trips to the post office. No more paying for postcards. I'm serious. No more paperwork. No more handwriting first names one by one. And now it's all about time and leverage. Okay. You don't need to be part of a team to be successful or to have the leverage you deserve. I see so many agents just joining teams because they're overwhelmed. And I'm telling you, you can have automations in place that let you have all your time back. How do I know? Because I have done exactly that. Okay. Now, the nice thing with GeoCentral, in my opinion, is that all the annoying stuff is gone. It is gone away. Don't have to worry about it. Okay. Once you set it up, it literally runs on autopilot. It is the set it and forget it that we're all looking for. I have birthday cards, and birthday brownies going out every year like clockwork, and I'm not even doing a thing. I have happy home anniversaries going out on a little postcard like clockwork, and I'm not doing a thing. Okay. I can set up my entire farming campaign for an afternoon and it'll run through the entire year on autopilot, set it and forget it. It is the most powerful system that is out there for agents looking to do geographic farming. Now, before GeoCentral, here is what I used to offer real estate agents. Okay. GeoCentral to me is everything there is. But there was a time before GeoCentral. Before GeoCentral, I was essentially helping agents with courses, right? And I got to be honest, I'm seeing so many agents coming out with courses and like memberships and, join the social club. And it's just all fluffiness, guys. We don't need another course. We need an actual working system, something that can do the grunt work. Okay. Now, if you have, mindset issues and you're like, okay, I'm not good enough or I'm not this, maybe you need a coach, right? But so many of you are saying, you know what, I can do it. I just need somebody that says, do this and I'm going to do it. You need a system. You need a back-end system that will run. Okay. Now, courses like the ones above are the ones I use to sell. How do you turn a buyer guide into a book? For example, I literally have written books from scratch, and I have now taught a whole bunch of agents how to do their own books, right? There's just so much. However, I'm going to show you how to get all of this for free. Okay. Now, why free, right? You got alarm bells going on. Why free, Janine? Because it's really not the knowledge you need alone. It's the implementation. It's the system. Well, how do you do this, right? I see so many, again, these social memberships, they really have me going lately. And it's like, well, what scheduler do you use? How do you do this, right? Where's the graphic? And then there's just so much more guesswork on top of everything else. It's frustrating. You need the implementation. You need the nitty-gritty system. And here's the other part. I saw that in one of my masterminds, which I thought was really interesting. The effectiveness over time, okay? When you are in a private mastermind, somebody shares something that's working, it's innovative, it's, top secret stuff, we know all about it. And then somebody, let's call them influencers, gets a hold of this one piece. And they're going to go and post about it on their Instagram. And then they go viral and somebody sees it there, right? And then there's the next person that sees that viral video and it's like, oh, that's interesting. Maybe I should do a course with that. And then they create a course. Now, the course is accessible to hundreds of agents more. And then after the course, it becomes something that we give away for free, right? Now, the effectiveness over time wears out. Okay, so where is the most up-to-date information where you can actually get results? It's in the closed groups. It's in the paid closed groups that are actually doing the actions. Okay, it is not the influencers on your social media. It is not the courses that you're buying, and it is not the YouTube videos you're watching. Does that make sense? Okay, information over time decreases in effectiveness. By the time you get it, the effectiveness is lower than what it was when it worked. Okay, now this graph obviously assumed also one thing: you're self-motivated and you can figure it all out on your own. Do you got spare time lying around to implement a course, to watch a free one, figure it all out on your own? It goes back to the Sherpa and the guide on the Mount Everest, right? Get there faster. We all only have one life to make this work. So some of the things we cover inside GeoCentral are based on my 6C real estate cycle. Create awareness, right? Who are you? What do they need? Capture the lead. Get that person in your pipeline. Cultivate that lead. It is rare that we have a lead that says, I just rolled out of bed today and I'm gonna sell my house, Janine. It is so rare. It's a journey, guys. You know that. Okay? What do you have in place to cultivate? Then convert that lead. What do you have in place to convert that lead? Remember, in our case, those are the events: listing appointments, community events, open houses. Those are events to convert people. And then customer experience. You need to be doing an amazing job because you want these people to refer more people to you. And then last but not least, capitalize. Okay? And then we're going to start the cycle over because we are not done with these people. Did you know that the average person owns 5 to 7 homes in their lifetime? We need to have something in place between capitalize and create to not let go of them. And do you know what that is? That's a postcard. That's right. All right. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about the mailer clinic, which is within GeoCentral. And all of these things I shared with agents step by step, right? The mailer clinic had each one of these components of the systems covered, from creating awareness, capturing leads, everything was in there. And I said, okay, this system itself is great, right? This course itself is great, but I want to have a little bit more implementation. I want to have a system behind it that is the same for all of us. So now, since the mailer clinic is my highly rated training program, that really helps agents dominate, I'm going to share a little bit about that because it is within GeoCentral that this is accessible. Okay. And since all my courses are free, I think it's just fair if I show you what's inside, right? Does that sound good? Yes? Okay. Now, access to the mailer clinic is amazing. Okay. I'm not just saying that because it really is. I have so many people that are in there and they're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. But not just the mailer clinic, there's also access to monthly deep dive masterclasses. Every first Thursday, we dive deep. There's access to all my proprietary postcard templates. I have never sold my templates on any other platform. I do not have any other system that I allow to resell my templates. Okay, they're all proprietarily in there, and that's why I keep them so dear, because I love GeoCentral. I love the people in GeoCentral, and I want them to continuously have the most amazing cards available to them, specifically designed for GeoCentral. Access to all my real estate letter templates, access to all my note card templates. I want to give all my members have access to my buyer lead follow-up. Those are all my drip campaigns, okay? All my seller lead drip campaigns. My $1 million listing presentation is in there. I got my pre-listing package in there. I got my shock and awe packages for sellers and buyers in there. We do have a private community that provides answers 7 days a week, right? There's live training calls for members. There's tech support. There's just so much inside the mailer clinic. And that is one that had a general price tag of about $5,000. Okay. Now, again, remember, we're not doing that because I'm not selling courses anymore, but that's what it was. So during the boot camp, I would sometimes lower it. But if somebody wanted to join anytime during the year, that is what it was, just so you're aware. Now, how do you get all of this for free? And it's really, really easy. You create an account with GeoCentral. Not only are the free printed postcards and the automation that's in there a no-brainer, but I'm also going to give you access to the smart QR code. Do you remember this one? The one that texts me the minute Elite scans my QR code? Okay, we call that our smart QR code technology upgrade. I have looked at a couple other sites, and we are the only platform that gives away the smart QR code technology without an upcharge. There's no, oh, okay, well, now you have to pay more if you want a smart QR code. No, there's none of that. Okay. GeoCentral includes free smart QR code technology on all of our accounts. And don't worry, there's no plans really. So there is that one. Sound good? Yes? Awesome. Now, there's more. So I'm going to do some fast action bonuses. So if you're ready to make the jump and do give GeoCentral a try today, why? Well, human nature is procrastination. I do have 2 kids, so bribery is totally my jam. And if you're a mom, you know what I'm talking about. And I found out it works for real estate agents too. So is it okay if I bribe you a little bit more? Yes? Okay. How do you get these bonuses I'm about to show you? You create an account with GeoCentral. Yes, that's right. Okay. Do you love to get paid when you refer a buyer to another agent? Yes or no? Yes, of course, right? I mean, who doesn't want referral fees? You don't have to do any of the work. All you got to do is one phone call introduction, and you get paid thousands of dollars. It's fantastic. Now, we do have something like that in GeoCentral. We call it our partnership program. 10% on all referrals when you refer somebody to GeoCentral. Okay. And since that is a membership, you have a monthly recurring income coming in as long as they're a member. Don't take my word for it because, again, you're like, that sounds too good to be true. Well, these people thought so too. They shared their friend with somebody in their office. Because remember, if you are farming or if you are going after your own sphere, there is no competition. There is only collaboration. Agent A and Agent B will not compete in the same farm, and they will not compete for the same sphere. Referring a program that has zero competition in it makes it the most amazing thing for you to refer and earn money. Okay? So, this is a great way for you to just make an extra $1,000 each month, an extra $2,000. I mean, again, there is no limit. If you wanted to refer, let's say, 20 people, okay? We're going to be conservative. 20 people. If you wanted to refer 20 people and you're like, okay, we have 20 people here, we're going to do a referral fee on it, you're going to get money. Why wouldn't you? Okay? And that's compounding. What if you have 200 people? I know. Things get really, really fun. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay. Can I keep bribing you though first? Yes? Okay. Now, we do have a 30-day jumpstart course that people absolutely love. It is speeding up the process to really get up and running in 30 days with your geographic farm. It is a high level overview of how you can get into your farm, all the components in an overview. Now, the step by step is really the nitty gritty broken down inside GeoCentral. But if you're just saying, you know what, I need the high level overview first, this is the Jumpstart course. Okay. I have sold that Jumpstart course for $500. That was in my pre course selling years when I said, oh, yeah, I can sell a course, right? So this one is in there completely for free. The buyer book. I have done the buyer book. This was also available to purchase for $500. Well, $497 because somehow everybody had $497 on them, so I did it too. But yes, the industry changed, and having a solid value proposition for your buyers is important. Now, we do love listings, okay, but I do think you need to have a teeter-totter for your business. There are buyer markets and there are seller markets. You can't just be having a focus on only one thing. You need to have something built out in the back end in the event a market shifts, okay? Now, you should be focusing on listings, but you need to have something in place. Now, this buyer book workshop, you see here, all these agents, this is an actual book they have done with me. And they are now authors. You see all their faces on them, you see all their names on that. Okay? That course is going to be available in your course portal when you create a GeoCentral account. Yes, I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom to become an author. Now, that buyer book workshop is also what we put here in our boxes. You see here the selling your home. Okay, that is my seller boxes over here. And this one is our buyer box, and you'll find that buyer book in there. And yes, we will show you how to do these boxes as well. These boxes are a key pillar stone of my marketing. Yes, they are. And they are so much fun. Our members absolutely love them. And I'm going to give you all of that too. Now, bonus number 5, a happy past client club. I want you to automate 80% of your past client touches. Not because I don't think your past clients are worth your time, but because I want you to free up more of your time. With a growing database of past clients, your time following up with them is going to be so much taken up over and over and over. You really want to make sure that you have a system in place. So what I have shown you here, this one is a referral automation that we have. And essentially it just says it's a pair of salad hands and it says, thanks for tossing my name around. I wanted to make sure I sent you a quick note to say thank you. I will make sure your people are in great hands. Okay. We set all of this up with a matter of a tag. When you tag your client Sally, who just referred her neighbor Joe, she automatically gets that sent. Isn't that cool? Okay. This one here, happy birthday. I told you about that earlier, right? We have an automation in place that every year our clients get a birthday card and then they get a brownie or they get a little present or they can get a Rice Krispie treat or they can get a cookie. You decide, okay? And obviously this one here is branded to me. You can do whatever you want on your front of the card. If you are the person that says, hey, I have a theme that's more patriotic, right? My colors are red, blue and white, and I just want to make sure that everything is one brand. You put all of that in there. It's all customizable. Sky's the limit, which is so, so cool. So that's our Happy Past Client Club. Okay. Now, for those of you who have seen one of those silly slides, let me show you the value you're going to get. I thought, why not do one of those? But honestly, as I went through it, more than half of these things I've never sold. So, what's the value? Priceless, right? Yes, let's call it priceless. Now, if the total value is priceless, I mean, obviously, right? Yes, I know. I'm just joking. I could charge what other coaches are charging. I will tell you, I have done coaches with the number one real estate coach. You can figure out who that is. I have paid that coach $13,000 for the year. I have attended a training from the number one digital marketer, and I have seen that offer roll in, I think, right at 24 grand. And I could totally do that. However, I'm not. One of my members said, please don't ever forget where you started. And that's an important one. I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory, right? I'm a mom, like many of you. And the thing that I really struggled with was investing into myself. I felt like when I invested into myself in my own real estate business, I took away from my family. Okay, and I mean this in the most sincere way because it was really, really hard. Saying, I'm going to spend this money on myself felt selfish, and it felt like it was against the grain of what I was supposed to do as a mom. Okay. So when one of my members said, please don't ever forget where you started, it stuck with me. So you can thank her for that, which is why essentially all of these things here come within GeoCentral completely free because I do think you need them. There's no upcharges, right? There's none of that we do like, hey, if you want to unlock this, pay an extra this. Like, we don't do that. It's all there. And it's a little overwhelming for some people that don't have a focus, but it's there for a reason, okay? It's there for you so you can take the resource when you need it. Not right away, but when you need it. Remember, all of that is free. And you might just say, what? Why? Right? Because you showed up. You do not need to add another thing to your list, right? It's time to start subtracting. You don't need another login. You need to start putting everything into one pot. So, how do we get these bonuses again? You create an account with GeoCentral. That's right. www.geocentral.com, by the way. Okay. We're still working on our SEO. Now, the one thing, there is a question that we haven't talked about yet. How much is GeoCentral? Okay. I said I could charge $13.24. I'm not. Okay. GeoCentral is $199 a month. $199 a month for a whole lot of amazingness, including unlimited free printed postcards, including the templates, including all the step-by-steps. Okay? It runs my entire business. I'm not lying. I'm like, it runs my entire real estate business. Everything. My real estate business runs on $200 a month. It's crazy. Now, for those of you that are, not afraid to commit, I do have a 1-year option, which has a $400 savings on it, which would be $19.88 for the year. Okay. So if you do not want to commit, you're like, I'm just going to try it for 1 month. And even if you just get a buyer book done in a month, okay, I'm going to show you step by step how to do a buyer book. And you cost us $200 for a resource that you can do over and over and over. Would it be worth it? Absolutely, right? If I show you for $200, how do you do a buyer box, a seller box? Where do you get all the things from? Everything. Templates, links, everything. Would it be worth $200? Sure. Right? And if you don't like it afterwards, you can cancel it. Now, if you want to commit for the entire year, that's $19.88 for the year. Why $19.88? Because it's the best year ever to be born in. Flat out. Okay. Now, let's do some mailer math though, because I am a person that not just likes the emotions. Some of you are so emotionally swept up right now, right? I like the numbers. So if that's you, okay, I want to talk some real numbers because numbers are important for our business. So let's assume $199 a month times 12, that's your membership fee, okay? Actually, you know what? I gotta change the slide. Our postage went up in July and it's now 73 cents. So we're gonna do some updated math here. Stay with me. If we send out 300 postcards a month, which print for free, okay? You do not pay for the postcards to be printed. You do pay for the postage, which is 0.73 cents right now. So again, 5 cents more. We're at $219 a month. So again, excuse my typos. You know what? I'm just actually going to take it off screen. I'm going to fix it. I think it's better just so it's not confusing. Okay. All right. We're at $219 a month. Now 219 times 12. 219 times 12. We are at 2,628. Okay, now we're going to add up this number and that. So plus 2,388. And this is if you were to do the monthly option. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now we're at 5,016. So $5,000 for the year. Or if you like annual savings, we are at 4,616. Okay, now that is a little bit better. So let's go back. So see, now you know what happens when we don't go all the way through the slides. Okay, so now we have updated numbers here. If you are a month-to-month person, let's say about $5,000. It's gonna cost you to invest $5,000, send 300 postcards a month. So you will have sent out by the end of this entire year 300 times 12, 3,600 cards. Having sent 3,600 cards, do you think you can get one listing? Like seriously, do you think out of 3,600 cards, you can get one? I'll bet you get at least two. And I'm going to be very conservative right now. Okay? Very conservative. Would you agree that if I say, okay, 3,600 cards, I think out of those you can get two listings? Yes? How much is a listing worth to you? 5,000, 10,000, 8,000? I'm giving you two right now. So even if you were to just do one, that's a break even, plus you have all your time back. Okay. And then you're going to obviously crank it up next year. But let's say you're going to do two. Now, the average home price is $438,000. Now we're going to assume $10,000 for commission sake, if that's okay. Yes? So let's assume we're going to close two houses. You're going to invest $5,000 to make 20? I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty good. That's a 4x ROI right off the bat. Spend $1, make 4. Now, my personal one right now is spend $1, make 10. For every dollar I spend in direct mail, I make $10 back. So in my case, in my ratio, what I do is I would spend $5,000 and I'm going to make how much? I'm going to make $50,000 back. Right? So you see how it just makes sense, right? 3,600 cards. Can you close one deal from this a year? Remember, we're sending these cards also out to our past clients. Can you get one referral? Can you get one repeat client if you've been in the business for a while? Or to the farm, can you get one person to say yes? 3,600 cards, right? Okay. So I do have all these bonuses on here for Sunday. And this way you have a little bit of time to think about it. But I got a couple more things I want to show you. So let me show you that. I'm going to call it a super fast action bonus. And it is absolutely not a guaranteed bonus. I'm going to say this right flat out. It is not a guaranteed bonus. Why not? Because it is subject to availability. Okay. I will not be held to this bonus. Not now, not in the future. It's a limited item. Why is it limited? Because we only have so many boxes available. This bonus is for pay in full members only. Okay, so those of you saying, you know what, I'm going to commit for the year 1988, I'm going to add the Business Builder box. What's the Business Builder box? The Business Builder box is a truly unique opportunity. It's a physical box sent to your house filled with goodies to really pamper yourself. And it also is there to help you stay in touch and earn more repeat and referral based business. So, in this box, we do try to do a book club kind of thing. So you'll get business books. We try to do business books in it. We do have a tracker for reach outs. And then my personal favorite is the mailer template that we will actually ask you for your brand, and we will create your monthly mailer to your sphere for you. You do not have to go into Canva and do it. We will do it for you. Now you may have to tweak it a little bit, right? If you are like, oh, hey, I want to change it to testimonial, or oh, I don't like the way this looks here. I mean, we're pretty good normally, but we do all that work for you with that box. Okay, so that's our fast action bonus. Now, if you're saying, okay, I don't even know where to start. I am so overwhelmed at this point. I'm in analysis paralysis state, Janine. I want to do it, but I think I will not be able to keep up with all of it. It's okay. You don't have to. We literally created what we call a roadmap. The first 30 days, you will have your own personal client success manager, and even me personally. We will guide you through this. Why? Because I don't need you to just buy something and then not do anything. I don't need you to just try and figure it out on your own if I can help you speed up the path. Okay? This is a rip off and duplicate system that is proven to work. All you got to do is check off these little check boxes that we created here. Go through it step by step. After the first 30 days, you will have a system in place that just makes sense. Okay? Now, remember, it also is going to protect you from any hacked accounts, stolen identities. Here's one of the posts I found in one of the biggest groups, and it talked about, hey, anybody's ad account has been hacked before. They got my credit card. They raked up money on that one, right? This is scary. You also don't have to worry about your lead sources disappearing essentially overnight. Remember when Zillow cut their Flex program and all of a sudden they weren't giving leads away? If you have nothing in place that you control, you just got left stranded. Now, remember, what it takes is action. Before another sign goes up in your neighborhood that doesn't have your name on it. I know it bugs me so much when that happens, and it still happens. I'm going to be honest with you, but it happens a whole lot less. And that's at the end of the day what we want. You got to get into action. You got to do something, right? What is stopping you from really becoming the best real estate agent that's out there? Is it the lack of leads or clients, inconsistent sales, the little to no free time, right? Limiting beliefs, burnout, marketing conditions, lack of training? What is it? I do think you have to take an opportunity and a chance on yourself to become the best version of yourself. I have now more leads and clients than I've ever thought possible. I have consistent and predictable sales. I have more free time, a shorter nurturing cycle. I'm running a true business. I am the best version of myself. I have freedom and more profits because that was a big one. I saw all these things I've added into my business as it grew and my profits started going away. Anybody ever heard about the poorest teams, right? Of how they sell so many millions, but yet they're not profitable? That's silly. Let's make sure the profits go back where they belong. Remember, this is how I solved this problem. Envelopes, emails, events. It's higher quality of leads. It's more predictable clients. I'm a listing agent with these. I have leverage. I have increased trust. It's not complicated. Sending a letter and a postcard is not complicated. It is genuine and not salesy. I am not a salesperson, yet I am so passionate about what this system is because I know it can help so many agents. It is scalable, and at the end of your real estate career, it is sellable. We haven't even talked about that. Handing over a book of business in your farm is a sellable asset. You're going to be making money out of that. Okay? And really, I can help you get there faster. This was my path. I went from nanny watching 7 children under the age of 6. Okay, this is my oldest. This is my youngest. And these are all my wonderful adopted children. So I've watched these 7 children and I've built my business. And you can do that too, even if you have a lot on your plate right now. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay? Now I became a top producing agent. Done so many cool things. And if anything, take these 3 things away that I've learned. Later becomes never. Okay? Successful people make decisions. The new belief needs to be do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do not procrastinate. Life is not going to replenish itself towards the end of your lifetime. Investment versus expense. Collapsing time, it's valuable. Not knowing how to do something means that you need to learn. Successful people invest, broke people have expenses. That probably hit me the most. Okay? The investment or expense, until you figure this one out, your business won't grow like you want it to. Investing into yourself is the hardest thing I've done as a mom. And I told you because it feels selfish. Okay? I don't have time. Scrolling my life away. Okay? How many times do you pick up your phone? Actually, your phone tells you how many times you pick up your phone. It is horrible. Okay? At least if you have an iPhone, you can see how many times your phone is getting picked up by you. You can look after this class. How many times did you pick it up? It's terrible. Okay? Most of us scroll our life away. We need to build the foundation of our business. Okay? I do think past clients and geographic farming is the foundation. I think you can do all these other cool things afterwards, right? I consider them the walls of your house. You want to do social media, do that after the foundation is in place, right? You want to do cold calling, do that after the foundation is in place. You want to buy Zillow leads, do that after the foundation is in place. You want to do YouTube videos, do that after the foundation is in place. Okay, everything works in this business. But before you start building a house, you need to have a solid foundation. Make sense? Okay, here's a bonus one. Negativity is the cause of most of all evil. So for those of you guys just thinking about sending like a sad smiley face emoji or a crying emoji or an emoji, and even your words. Like the biggest pet peeve I have, the UGH, like ugh. Okay? No, negativity. Get it out of your life. It's not helping, it's not improving your situation. Okay? Get it out. All right. Now, I talked a whole lot. If you have questions, right? Talk about that too. We're going to get to that in a second. But you let me talk a lot, like a whole ton today. So, because you stuck around, I promised you a bonus. Okay, if you go to the-hyper-agent.teachable.com/p/comic and use the code free_comic, you can get these 4 templates right there, free of charge, as a thank you from me to you for this super special training. And remember, if you're still on the fence, you might be thinking it will be too complicated. You don't believe you will be getting all of this value for such a small investment. I've had people ask, like, why don't you charge more? You should charge more. Sure, but I will not forget where I started. And investing $200 a month into myself is a big step. It was a really big step for me. And that's what I decided. I can because I own it, which is awesome. So take advantage of it. And the third reason you might still be on the fence is you might just not trust yourself to follow through. Okay? I will have things in place, but I can't guide your hand. Okay? But if you do have more questions, send a text my way. Yes, I read all of these texts myself, and I do think you deserve answers to questions you have. I will not take phone calls on that number, so if you want to text it, I will look at it and I will respond. I do typically respond within 24 hours on it. Okay, that number, 844-950-3580. You can text it, and yes, I will see it, and yes, I will read it, and yes, I will be the one responding. But in the event that you never felt so clear of what needs to happen now, there's the link. There's GeoCentral. I would love for you to become a member, join us, and help us grow a platform that is on the trajectory to make seven figures in a very short time, a platform that is created by agents, that is owned by agents, that is for agents, and that is completely independent from any of the tech giants. There's just so much that we can do together as a community. And with that, I'm going to let you go today. Again, thank you so much for paying attention, for being an incredible audience. And I hope to welcome so many of you inside GeoCentral in the next couple days. And again, I hope it was valuable. I hope it was informative. And best of all, I hope you gained some really much needed clarity in this world that we're currently navigating. All right. Bye for now.